Hey guys, so I was working on a time lapse, but I did want to stop to just go over this real quick. So this kind of does confirm the theory that a lot of people had, that the paint inside the oil pan had been coming off over time, all accumulating down here and getting sucked up into the motor. And I've put this real soft bristle on here just to clean it out, and it's not meant to take paint off, it's just meant to clean it, and it's just taken this right off. So I can see a lot of bald spots where it did come off, and then this engine overheated and some coolant got in here, so you can see where it's rusted in the places where it was missing the paint. So yeah, that actually indeed was the issue. See, it's coming off down there. That the paint over time had started to peel and come off and all accumulate and get sucked up through the oil pump. And I had to clean out quite a bit of debris out of there. There was a lot of chunks in there. I cleaned this out with brake fluid, and then I also brake cleaner, and then I sprayed that out with air, and I had a lot of little pieces of debris come out of there. So yeah, it definitely had some clogs going on, and I'm sure that's what eventually led to it overheating and eventually ruining the motor. Yeah, I just wanted to give you that quick update, and I'll get back to putting this all back together.
Time don't wait for you, for you. No, time don't wait for you, for you. Oh, for you. No, time don't wait for you, for you. Oh, time don't wait for you, for you.
Hey y'all, so I was doing a time lapse when I was putting this together and painting it last night, but it died before I was able to finish painting it, so I just wanted to show you the paint job here, and I'm pretty stoked about this. I went ahead and just went with this fire engine red, because I mean it's not a Mopar color, but I like showing that somebody has been in there and really went through the detail and work of pulling the engine out of the car and putting it back together. And that kind of helps me with selling it too, because they're like, oh, somebody actually did go in and do all this work. I have completely painted the motor at this point, top and bottom. This won't even be seen, but I just wanted to do a thorough job, make sure everything was covered. So it's looking really cool now. I like the way it turned out. I like the color. I did wind up finding out that, and this is something I remembered I was supposed to do before I put the oil pan on, and then forgot later, but because I couldn't find the specifications for the connecting rods, and I had torqued them to 20 foot-pounds, and I was pretty sure they were torqued to yield, and I couldn't find the specs on the torque to yield, so I forgot about it and then put the oil pan on, and then I found the specs. And so it's you got to torque the connecting rods to 20 foot-pounds and then 90 degrees. So I did have to take the oil pan back off and re-torque all those. So where I'm at now is I'm getting ready to put the cylinder heads on. I just used some brake cleaner on a shop towel, and I was just cleaning off any paint that was oversprayed onto the mating surface at all. I did that side, so here you can see there's a couple little spots that I just need to take a rag and wipe that off with brake cleaner, and with the brake cleaner it comes right off. So it's good to just spray that brake cleaner on here anyway. This stuff does get kind of fibrous, so just make sure it doesn't get caught in these holes. If it does, I've got this little wire brush that I'll use to reach in there and snag it back out, and that does help a little bit, but just spraying a little bit of brake cleaner on there to make sure you get any oil or debris off those surfaces, and then I'm going to blow out these cylinders with air before I put those heads on. So I'm going to set this up for a time lapse, and let's get going.